Hi, good afternoon. I'm Anil, and I run the commercial function at SparkBeyond. The topic that I wanted to cover today is the massive blind spot of foundation models, which has to deal with mining intelligence from systems of record. The way I wanted to do this was by introducing the new AI employee and our emotional experience in the last 18 months. So when ChatGPT or foundation models were announced, we were happy. Why? Because you had this AI agent with you who has a photographic memory, can read a lot of documents and synthesizes it very effectively and fast for you. But now, look at it from the lenses of somebody sitting in the marketing department who has to run a campaign, who cares about retention as a KPI. You would quickly realize that foundation models can only read structured data. So even today, when you look at LLMs, the way you contextualize it to any specific enterprise application, you need to have text documents. It can't extract and synthesize the knowledge hidden in billions of transactions that are accumulated of tens of years in CRM, IoT platforms, ERP systems. And hence, that limits the role of generative AI in two categories that you see today. One is productivity, the second is creativity. So what do we do? The database knowledge mining agent helps you overcome that. What it does is, basically mines all the operational data that you have created, generates hypotheses based on this data for a KPI, and translates those as inputs which are compatible with any foundation model. The so what of this is you can transcend Gen AI applications into a completely new category, which is around decision making. So how does that engine look under the hood? So what you see over here is the engine is taking two inputs. It's taking your data lake, whether it's on-prem or on cloud. It is taking the KPIs. It can be churn, it can be cross-sell, it can be retention. What the hypothesis engine does is starts generating those hypotheses or ideas. For example, in context of Singapore, a hypothesis could be if proximity to an MRT station drives property values. Now, this is human-driven ideation. The hypothesis engine is repeating the same process across domains and sectors, coming up with this machine-driven ideas, and then translating those into LLM-compatible inputs. What hence as an output of this is powering different experiences. The ones that we are seeing today with deployed at our customers are evolving around report generation. So think about looking at a Power BI dashboard as a sales leader and then trying to scratch your head, why did my sales drop last month compared to this month? Over here, we can mine that intelligence from transactional data and express it. Or looking at conversational AI agents to drive frontline decision making. I wanted to give you one example of what this looks under the hood. So on the left-hand side, I'm asking ChatGPT a question. Hey, tell me what are the reasons for churn on a B2C grocery platform? The answers look believable. But would I take a decision based on these answers? I don't think so. What you see on the right is the same LLM enhanced with inputs coming from the knowledge mining agent from the databases. What you see the text highlighted in yellow are specific evidences that are observed directly in your data. For example, somebody's ordering pattern shows a certain direction in the last 5 weeks. He's more likely to churn on my platform. This is the difference when you enrich LLMs with knowledge that's sitting in your foundation models. What you see today is we have 4 focus areas which we are piloting with customers and partners, and these are big categories, by the way. So we are looking at sales and marketing as a function, where our core operating system would be established CRMs like Salesforce, D365, industrial IoT, cybersecurity, and then BI as a product category. The way we've received validation so far is some examples are here on the screen. We've piloted this with a fintech, which wanted to do personalization across 14 million customers. They have seen significant uplift in conversions. We did a engagement with Santander Bank in Europe, And this was all around security operations. And that's a complex process because you're getting thousands of alerts. You need your SOC analyst to quickly synthesize and identify what's real, what's not real, and doing this using a conversational AI agent. And then indexing a bit on our go-to-market. The way we see this is as an ecosystem play. So we need the right solution builders in this category. So our go-to-market is all around partnering with system integrators. And Entity is one of those with whom we have announced that Gen AI Alliance. On the consulting side, we also have an alliance with McKinsey Consulting as we speak. The idea being, if I have to paraphrase, is we see ourselves as a background technology company, for lack of better word, which will sit synergistically with foundation models. And whenever there is a need to interplay structured data, we power that. And then we have ecosystem of solution builders who will create those applications being shipped to customers. That's it. I think the questions.
Thanks for the presentation, Anil. Quick one. Can you walk us through the founders of the company and their background as well?
Sure thing. So I'm a mathematician by training personally. I've done an online laundry startup in Bangalore in India, 2008, went bankrupt. First 30 employees at Lazada in Singapore as well, and 7 years with the company. We are blessed to have a very strong founding team. So our CTO is ex-professor of mathematics from Stanford University, Ron Karidi, and he was also the founder of Microsoft Research Labs in Israel. Our chief scientist, Dr. Amir Ronen, in mathematics, you don't have any Nobel Prize, you have Wolf Prize, Gödel Medal, and Fields Medal. He's won 2 out of those 3. So who we are a 100-people organization with 65% of the organization in R&D and engineering. And our entire organization in field is all around making alliances and ecosystems happen.
Can you talk a bit about competition? So when you're competing for a customer, surely they're comparing you versus others. And what are the reasons they pick you versus competition? And in cases where you may not win, why do they pick competition instead of you?
So I think this slide is good, right? I anticipated that. So what you see over here, right, is LLMs and this Gen AI is a very evolving space. So what you see is a comparison. Now, this is qualitative, but when the next quarter, what we are going to do is we are going to come with quantitative benchmarking with industry experts and academia. So when we start talking about competition, we look at this, vanilla LLMs, so the Llamas of the world, OpenAIs of the world, fine-tuned LLMs, RAGs as a category of application, code interpreter from OpenAI, and then what we do. So what you see over here is wherever there is need for contextualizing structured data in a scalable and secure way, we can do it better. The reason for that is very simple. It takes me $1.50 to convert the information about one KPI into a text document, and then the rest of the cost on the LLM is as is. So I can be competitive. I can be secure because I don't need an LLM to create the hypotheses or the insights. So I can run on-prem, and we are seeing traction with customers who have initial resistance to the very fact that putting my structured data, CRM data onto OpenAI, nobody's looking at it. That said, I see this as a 12 to 18-month head start that I have. And what we are looking at is, one, obviously we'll partner and build this out. But two, also what we want to do is the next evolution is to take LLMs for insights, which a business user can interact based on your knowledge, structured data.
How old is the company? And did I hear Ron that you currently have multiple pilots? Anybody signed?
Oh, we have. So we have 3 customers on the Gen AI product.
Three customers.
3 customers. We have 2 alliances. As an organization, we are 10 years old. Our core hypothesis engine has existed in the marketplace for a long time. That is a standalone profitable business for us. What we are going after is this entire Gen AI category. The decision we want to make is whether it will be a part of the mothership or it's going to be something standalone. I think we haven't made that decision as of now, but that's exactly the reason why I'm coming and pitching over here as well.
Sure.
This is about this entire new category.
The 3 customers are the recurrent.
Yes, okay. So the financial, the revenue model is very simple. It's an ARR SaaS model.
Yep.
Today, it's not based on API calls, it's based on the number of KPIs. And that's just because it's very difficult to start measuring different API calls from an engineering standpoint.
Right.
So typically we have customers where the ARR can start at 200K. We have customers who have with whom we have ARR of 7 digits as well.
Got it. And how old is the company? I might have missed.
So it's a 10-year-old organization, yeah,
Okay.
and 100 people.
Thank you.
Okay, Anil, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Fascinating stuff. Thank you.